Shalom. I want to start off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachach, Chodesh. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and elders, a great millstone, and salutations to Akim that's out there listening, pushing forth this word with truth and sincerity, and your few Akwat as well that's listening with sincerity. All right, today, just coming back to you guys through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And in this lesson, I'm going to touch on how that necessity is laid upon us to preach the gospel, which this lesson is inspired by this precept here in 1 Corinthians 9 and we'll start at verse 16. It says, "For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel." Okay, so Apostle Paul is saying here, destruction unto me if I don't preach the gospel, because what a necessity is laid upon me. Right? Let's read it in the NLT. It says 1 Corinthians 9 and 16 NLT, "Yet preaching the good news," which gospel means good news, "is not something I can boast about. I am compelled by Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai to do it. How terrible for me if I didn't preach the good news." You see, we're compelled to preach this, man, to do this work. Okay? The Lord called us to preach the gospel, right? Another precept that could back this up is in Amos, okay, 3 and verse in verse 8. It says, "The lion hath roared, who will not fear? The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua hath spoken, who can but prophesy?" Okay, the Lord hath spoken, man. He has commanded us. He has compelled us to preach the gospel. So what can you do but prophesy? What can you do but just preach the good news? You see, we have a necessity that's laid upon us to do this, man. Okay? You don't learn this truth and just keep it and just keep it and then don't do anything with it. No, you learn this truth in order to teach others also. Right? Like it says in Hebrews. Before we get that in Hebrews, I think there was a bit more on the Corinthians still. So let's go back to that and finish that. Then we're going to get in Hebrews where it speaks about, before you become a teacher, you have need that won't teach you again. So let's continue with this. It says 1 Corinthians 9 and verse 17. Now it says, "For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me." Okay, and we will have a reward. Okay, although yes, the Lord has commanded us to preach this gospel. Yes, we're doing this willingly too. We're sacrificing our time. Okay, we're sacrificing our energy. Okay, going out there presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. Okay, even throughout the day-to-day, you're posting lessons daily to feed the sheep. Okay, that's a willing choice that you're doing. Okay, to do this for the sake of the sheep, man. Okay, being diligent to see the state of your flock. Right? Let's see in the NLT what it says there too. Verse 17, if I were doing this on my own initiative, I would deserve payment, but I have no choice. For God has given me this sacred trust. Okay? And we will get a payment. All right? You see? But what the Apostle Paul is saying here, that what the Most High has entrusted him with this sacred trust, man. Okay, the Lord trusts us to I gave you this talent, go and flip it. I gave you this talent, go and feed the masses. Go and gather my sheep. Okay, the Lord is currently right now gathering his sheep through the mouth of his prophets, because we're mere vessels that he's using, okay, as his mouthpiece to bring in the rest that need to hear this. Okay, so I want to get this now in Hebrews. I want to say it's Hebrews 5. Yes, Hebrews 5 and verse 12. It says, "For when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat." Okay, so even the apostles, they always say this, man. Right? you come into this to be a teacher yourself. Okay, you don't just come into this to be a follower. Okay, so you just keep unholding posts, unholding signs for the whole time of you being in the truth. No, eventually you have to level up and then teach others as well. Okay, the leaders that we have, starting with the elders and apostles on down, they groom us to become teachers too. They don't just groom us to just be followers. No, they groom us to be teachers as well. Okay, that's why one of that's why in GMS, it's pushed that way. Every member puts out lessons, man, pushes forth lessons. We're not just here to be cheerleaders and hold posts and nah. You're here to become a teacher too. Okay, at the set time appointed. As you grow, okay, eventually, you're gonna start reading, and then you go on, you start speaking. Right? You gotta grow. Okay, but it's telling you that when you ought to be teachers, you have need that won't teach you again. That's the principles of the oracles of the Most High. All right, we're not just in this to be a follower, man. You gotta level up. You see, because like it says, said how that the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Okay. Salakia had some technical difficulties. But like it says, in the precept where Yahushua said, the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Right? So, he said to pray. Let's get it. Okay, this is Matthew 9 and verse 37 to the point. Then said he unto his disciples, the harvest is truly plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. You see? So there's a plenteous harvest, man. Okay, there's still elect members that has to come into this. There's still elect members, okay, that's currently in the world right now that have to hear this and be like, okay, this is it. I got to come in, right? So with that being said, that's why the Lord said, we need laborers, okay? So you don't just come to just be there. You come in to be a laborer, to put forth your hand to the plow and work and do lessons, push forth lessons and teach, okay? You're here to be a teacher. Because eventually, in the kingdom, we're all going to be teaching, right? In the sense of how that we're going to become a nation of priests to the other nations, right? We're going to be teaching the other nations the laws, statutes, the commandments, how to keep them, keep the holy feast days. I'm not saying in the sense that you're going to teach in the kingdom as of, you're going to still be teaching the people, our people, how that you're Israelites. No, that's going to be done with. Okay, Hebrews 8:6 on down speaks about how that, we're not going to teach every man his neighbor, know ye the Lord. Okay, the only people that we're going to be teaching is the heathen nations. Israelites, as far as for a people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, automatically they're going to know who they are. It's going to be downloaded into them. Right now, it's because we're under the curses. We're suffering this thing of where, we lost our identity. We don't know who we are. According to the prophecy in Jeremiah, what's that? Jeremiah 14:2, I want to say. Let me just double check that. Okay, Jeremiah 14:2, how that the Lord told Jeremiah he was going to discontinue from his heritage. Right? No, it's not Jeremiah 14:2. Hold on. Jeremiah 14:4? Damn, how did I forget that? That's like a... Hold on, man. 17:4. Yeah, Jeremiah 17:4. Let's read it real quick for edification. This is Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. It says, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Okay, so currently we're suffering that. But we are also in that stage in Ezekiel 37, how that the dry bones are being woken back up again. The breath is entering into them. Okay, now we're coming back to our nationality. You see, but we have suffered that curse here where we have discontinued from our heritage. But in the kingdom, this thing is going to be a thing of the past. Okay, we're going to know who we are. We're going to know that we're the princes and princesses of the power, man. You see? Just wanted to clarify that because, Jake would run with, you said that we're still going to be teaching in the kingdom? You're going off. No, you got to clarify things. right? Because Jake is simple, they could run with things, you got to clarify, right? But the purpose of this lesson is how that, we're here to teach, okay? Because what? A dispensation of the gospel is committed unto us, okay? Like said in the NLT, we're compelled to do this. Let's look up that word dispensation in the etymology. There we go. Dispensation in the etymology online. It says power to dispose of, act of dispensing or dealing out. Okay, the Lord dealt out to us, go preach. Right? That's why you have the parable of the talent. You see, he gave certain of us a certain amount of talent so that what we may utilize that talent and bring in fruit, bring in members. You see? It says a relaxation of the law in some particular case. It says management charge. Yeah. Management charge with charge. It's a duty. It's a duty that we have to do. You see? So, hey, you got to preach this thing, man. Whether it's in the highways. Well, it has to be in the highways. First of all, you have to go out there in the highways and hedges. Okay? If you claim to be a prophet, it's mandatory to be out there in the highways and hedges. Right? And also, hey, you got to make your lessons throughout the week too. Okay, and it's not just going out there in the highways and then throughout your week you're not doing shit. No, you still got to continue push forth lessons. Because how else are you going to grow? Right? How else are you going to expect the Lord to, pour more into you? Here it is, you're not pouring out, to demonstrate how that, I want to do this. I'm in this. Right? If you're not putting forth the effort of how that you want this, you want to grow, hey, the Lord's not going to pour into you. Okay? You got to pour out, because in this thing, we watch lessons, we read, we pour into ourselves so that what we may pour out as well. Right? You learn knowledge so that what you may teach others. Right? But if you're just learning and then you're not teaching, then you can only go on a certain level in learning, man. To whether the Lord's going to be like, okay, this guy is okay. You're watching videos, cool. You're doing the lesson. You're reading, cool. But what are you doing with that? All those things that you're pouring within you, what are you doing with it? Are you bringing it out? In the book of Sirach, it speaks about, how that it is better for a fool to, let me see here. Right, there it is. Sirach 41 and verse 15, it says, a man that hideth his foolishness is better than a man that hideth his wisdom. You see that? Right? A man that hideth his foolishness is better than a man that hideth his wisdom. Because with wisdom, you're not supposed to hide it. Rather, you're supposed to, demonstrate that wisdom. Okay? You're supposed to, utilize that wisdom and teach others with it. Not hide it and keep it under a napkin. Okay, here it is, the Lord gave you this light. You went and put it under your bed, under a bushel. No, you're supposed to let the light shine forth before men that they may see your good works. You see? There's multiple parables in the scriptures about how that we're not supposed to hide our wisdom. Oh, there's another one that says, hide not thy wisdom in her beauty. That one too. Okay? That's a good one too. There we go. Ecclesiasticus Sirach. Hey, the book of Sirach has a lot of hidden gems, man. The book of Sirach, man, hey, it puts you on game, man. You see? Well, the whole scriptures put you on game. But there's certain books that, that go, more into, how do I say this? More into, conduct and basically, certain proverbs that for you to utilize throughout your day to day. Right? While you have certain books is more in prophecy. More in history. While the book of Sirach or Proverbs is more about, mannerisms and, interactions with other people, things of that nature. Right? You brothers know, man. Okay? And a few sisters out there. This is Ecclesiasticus Sirach 4 and verse 23. It says, and refrain not to speak when there is occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom, earn her beauty. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. You see that? By speech, wisdom shall be known. Not by you learning, and then not doing anything with it. You gotta utilize all that learning, man. Okay? Don't hide your wisdom and her beauty. Show it forth. Okay? You see? But that's what we're commanded to do. That's what we ought to do, man. When there's occasion to do good, hey, bring forth that wisdom. Let it show forth. Okay? Hey, so with that, man, I'm going to close it off there. Giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakah, Kodesh. Though the willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'm going to say Shalom.